Hey guys, this is Paul from Smart Easy DIY. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about what I did for my steel roof. Now I did an exposed fastener, just a standard rib steel roof, which is common across pretty much anywhere in the United States. I didn't have the budget to do a standing seam roof, so I wanted to do just a normal roof and see how this goes, and I wanted to share the process with you guys. Now what's different about this steel roof than probably most that you'll see is that it has a 3/4 inch air gap all the way underneath this roof. Above the roof sheeting, there's a 3/4 inch air gap, and it has a reflective underlayment barrier under there to reflect the heat back up out of there. And I think it's going to make a real difference in my heating and cooling costs long term. All right, so back on the roof, I want to show a little progress here. So I learned that you can't work on this roof when it's too shiny out because the heat that it reflects back is crazy. So kind of picking and choosing when I get to work up here. But I wanted to show this a little bit. So I got my 3/4 inch strips here going up through for my air gap. And then I got these 2x4s. They're roughly 2 foot spacing. I ended up going a little bit bigger just to make it come out even. I think it's like 26. And this upper roof is going to be 25 inches. So what I did, since this stuff is getting slippery, it's been on for a little bit. So if it gets dust on it, it gets really slippery. And so I'm kind of working my way up. So I did a 10-foot section. This is almost 20 feet on this upper section. So I decided that I'm going to go with two 10-foot 2x4s ripped. So I think I told you, but I'm ripping 2x4s to get these strips, doing 3/4 inch strips, and I'm nailing them right on the trusses. And one thing I thought about sharing with you guys, you're probably wondering with this foam here, how do you figure out where your trusses are? And that is a good question. So what I've been able to do is wherever there's a joint in the plywood below, like say if I tack this one in a line with the one below it, then I can go up and find the sheet every 8 feet, wherever it is scattered throughout there. And I shoot that. I usually been shooting it on with my little 2-inch nails first, just to make sure that it's pinned, and then I go through and nail it with some framing nails too, because I want it to fasten down into the trusses really good. So all that to say is I did that. I verified everywhere there was a joint, and then I measured to see if they kind of agree with each other. And since they did, then I was able to just to go through and measure those for spacing. So I did that halfway up, and then I did it again at the top. So that worked out really good for finding where my trusses are. This also worked out really good. I made these blocks, especially when you're going up through. I ended up just measuring these because it's such a low pitch. But on these, I made some blocks for 25-inch spacing. It was 21.5-inch block. And so that works really good to hold it for me. Down here where this flashing is going to go, where the two roofs transition, I did 2 runs of 2x4 just to give plenty. It said the flashing is 6 inches either way from the company I'm getting it from, so I figured that will give me plenty to work with and plenty of support there in that area. So this is how I ended up finishing off the overhangs for now. I ended up putting a strip out here like I did back here to support that, to gap that the same. I did 2x6 like underneath everything, and I screwed down through here with some 5-inch GRKs, so that should be supported really well. And then I got these all nailed through these strips here and stuff, and so yeah, so that made for a really nice strong overhang. So man, these things are nice to walk on when you got them all on here. But yeah, overall really happy how this turned out. I just ran it up here to the peak, and then I'm gonna let that just close for now. If I need additional venting, I'm gonna do vented soffit at the bottom. I've seen some videos where people have similar ideas for standing seam, and they can run the purlins diagonal up the roof there and achieve the same result. Okay, so really quick to flip you around. So this is in my situation where this is all ready for steel now. And so what I did is, first of all, I sheeted with plywood under here. I did 5/8 CDX, sheeted the whole roof, which is a little bit more expense to do that, but I feel like it'll make a really nice product, especially for the house here, since it's attic style trusses. It helps to brace it for shear and all that. And then what I did is I wanted to do this reflective barrier, which this is a reflective underlayment barrier. I'll talk about it a little later in the video, who makes it and that kind of stuff. So I wanted a product that is a underlayment and a reflective barrier all in one. So a lot of people do it on top of the trusses or on top of the 2x4s, which it works great in that application as well, but it performs better, I think, with an air gap. This is the bottom view of the roof down here. So what I did on this, I ripped this at the angle of my roof so that it goes straight up. and then my drip edge is going to sit on here and pretty much going to cover right to here. So what my plan is then, I'm going to staple this down a little bit, I think, just so it for sure doesn't pull up at all on this edge here, because I want this to be nice and open here. And then I think what I'm going to do, since I have such a wide fascia here, it's a 2x6 plus this, I'm going to get a corrugated piece that slips underneath this drip edge right here, and then it's going to just cover this, and then it's going to have another lip, and then I think the fascia is going to slide into this. I want my fascia to be able to tuck into something and not cover this, because this is very important that this is open to breathe. That way I still have lots here for my gutter to fasten to, hopefully, without interfering with blocking this vent. So I was going to try to get a little more footage of getting this stuff on, but it just was kind of 2 very long days of getting this done. Try to get as much done before the rain comes. Usually what I did is, on this part, I had to kind of do it in stages. It was really nice having these porch roofs to work off of for staging, but I had to get like 4 sheets done, and then that would give me enough done to get one piece of this end wall flashing, because it's 10 foot long, 10 foot 4 usually. So then I could do that, and then I didn't want to get too much ahead here, so I could get something done on the upper part. So that's what I did then, is I was able to run these a couple sheets and then just do it in stages. And then I had to keep, working the drip edge forward on this side until I could get some more done. So just kind of did it in stages, but that worked really good. I got this end wall put in here, this end wall flashing, and then I put the closure strips under here. And so I did outer closures under here and then inner closures under here, and I kept it up out of the valley about 1 inch. Figured that should be sufficient, and I try to line these up as I went here so they're all lined up. Overall, I'm really happy how straight everything came out. Really nice. Alright guys, I'm up on the roof and just doing a little fun experiment here with my infrared. It's just a cheap one from Home Depot, my thermometer. And so it's a decently hot day. It's like upper 70s, I think, 77, 78. And it's really sunny. It's been sunny all day. So I'm just doing some temperature readings here on top of the roof. And if I just go right here, I'm getting 132, 134. If I go up the roof a little bit, I'm not going to climb up too high, but it's anywhere from 130, 128 to there, 128. It was 132. It's kind of the hottest that I'm getting, 134, just checking some different spots. Now I'm up in the attic, and you can see I don't have any ventilation. The windows have not been cut out. I do have ventilation down there, but it should be cooking up here normally. Like it was with the old attic that was here with the shingle roof and the boards and stuff, it was just cooking in here. Anytime the sun came out, if it was 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, it was like so hot. And it's actually really pleasant up here. I don't have a thermometer, but I would guess it's cooler than outside, so I would say mid 70s for a guess, 74 probably. So this is just to kind of show you, just for an idea. I'm gonna go up in the peak now. It was a little hotter at the peak. It's saying 90 on that one. So we'll go down a little, 89, 87. So that's where we were in the low 130s outside. So that's pretty cool to see. Now that's 94. I think at the peak it's a little hotter because that's where all that air is escaping out of that top. I've been waiting on getting this perforated stuff for under the drip edge that I wanted to show you for my air gap for the venting part. So now I got that, I can show you that. So this is what it looks like once it's installed. You can see it's a little bit different sheen at this. Depending on the angle, you can't really tell. And I think once the gutter's on, you can't. So this is a crinkle, the roof is crinkle, burnished slate, and this is as well. But then this, they couldn't get this perforated in crinkle where I got it from. So, because this was all pre-made, and it's the same color, but it's normal. And on camera, actually, it looks a lot worse than it does in person, like that gloss. I don't even see that with my eyes right now. But what I want to show you is I had to get this all bent up, and shout out to Graber Post Frame up in Indiana. They were able to do it for me. I had to go through a dealer to order it from them, but I was able to communicate with them and do it. So what I did is, you can kind of see the top of my fascia board right here ends about right up here. So I made it so that it goes up into the drip edge right here. I think it's 3 1/4. And it covers all this, but I want this to be able to breathe, but not for the insects to be able to get in there. And then my drip edge is going to come, I'm going to have a full 6 inches, I think, because I got at least a 1/2 inch soffit here yet. And I think once the gutter's on here, it'll also hide all this. So you won't really see much of that, I don't think. And I might have to go with a bigger gutter, like a 6 inch instead of a 5 inch or something, like a heavier duty one. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping not. So this shows the scrap right here. I'm going to get my tape measure here, but show you. But yeah, 3 1/4 on that. So what I did is I just had them bend it on one edge. Just give me a hem. That way my fascia can tuck underneath there with no issues at all. And yeah, Graver Post Frame is the only one that I found that could do this. And so they can bend anything perforated that you guys need. So if you have a similar type situation and you want to figure out where to get it, something like this, they have quite a few different colors, whatever metal they can get the colors in, they have perforated in. Nobody locally knew what I was talking about, and then even the ones that I talked to that thought they knew what I was talking about, they didn't. And they wanted to just give me some stuff with a few oblong slots like their soffit has that's vented. But this is what I was looking for, with lots of holes, good venting, and a hole that's small enough that no insects can really get through. So Graver Post Frame in Indiana. I'll try to tag them if I can in the bottom of the video if you guys are interested. This is a product. It is a vapor barrier and a reflective barrier and an underlayment all in one, kind of. And so it's made by Dutch Tech. It's Thermagard is the brand, but it's made by Dutch Tech, and their website is right there if you're interested in checking them out, dutchtechindustries.com. It's made in the USA, which most of them are not. And I actually found a dealer, and I was going to buy this locally here, semi-locally, about an hour away. But come to find out, I talked to the company, and they're right down here in Tennessee, just a couple hours south of me. And they decided that they wanted to work together on a video, and they would just donate this for the project. So I was really surprised, but really tickled at the same time. And so I was planning to buy this anyway. I already had made up my mind. I mainly just called them to talk to them about a few questions that I had about it working as an underlayment, and they said that after talking about it, and we found out that I make videos and stuff about what I'm doing, and so they said that they would like to bring it up and meet me in person and maybe donate the product for this project, just to get the word out a little bit about their product. So if you guys are interested, you can check out their website and find out if there's a dealer close to you if you want to see a sample of it and see how it works out. I was actually really impressed, I think, overall, price-wise comparatively, because this is 750 square feet. It's 6'2" by 125 feet. And I believe from the local dealer here, it was $179 a roll. So that's what I was going to pay, $180 a roll basically, and I needed 4 rolls for my project. So I didn't feel like that was too bad. So that was like $720 for my roll complete. I have a little bit left over, but that's what I was planning to do before, you know, they even mentioned anything about working together. So I already had made up my mind after talking to them about the different questions that I had. So I'm really happy. I got to meet one of their sales reps, and they are a great company, seems like, from what I can tell, a great local company in Tennessee and a great American company. So they're all about their American-made product. Alright guys, so I got just a little bit of this Thermagard insulation left over, and I wanted to show you a little bit again, because I'm probably going to get questions about this. So it's about an 1/8 inch thick, a light 1/8 I would say. So I brought it over here in the shade, which you'll appreciate in the video because it is so reflective. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of scrap here, and I have a couple highlights that they wanted me to point out. So what is reflective insulation? So it's a type of insulation designed to reflect radiant heat and provide an R value while taking up less space than traditional mass insulation. So a high quality reflective insulation can have a comparable R value to 3 inches of fiberglass insulation. So another thing I wanted to point out is, what is Thermagard? First of all, Thermagard is the only truly made in America product in its class. Dutch Tech Incorporated manufactures Thermagard in Middle Tennessee and employs over 50 American workers. Thermagard is not made of the double bubble material that many reflective products are made of. Instead, it has a 3mm 1/8 inch layer of expanded polyethylene foam that will not deflate or pop like a bubble product inevitably will. So this stuff won't pop like double bubble eventually will when you put a fastener through it. So this is made with the highest quality products. Thermogard has the highest durability and tensile strength of any insulation underlayment. It's also known as a water vapor barrier. You can think of it as a super underlayment house wrap that brings the addition of up to R6 to your roof and exterior walls. It can be used in conjunction with mass insulation, fiberglass, rock wool, spray foam to create an assembly that will provide great R value and efficiency for your building. So those are just a couple of the things that they wanted me to point out as highlights on this. And like I said, I was going to purchase this product whether they offered it or not. I had no idea they were going to offer this for this project. I won't mention names because they wanted me to direct you to their website instead, DutchTechIndustries.com, instead of singling out one single salesperson. But they're great people just from first time interactions. Like, it kind of blew my mind that he wanted to drive 3.5 hours up here to meet me. And it was really cool. And yeah, it took a while to get all this put together. Lots of different footage to go through, but hope you guys enjoy it. I had a lot of fun doing this roof. It was different than what I normally do. And again, shout out to my friend Ben who helped me with bouncing ideas and stuff off. He's a great guy. If you guys are ever up in the Wellsboro, Grand Canyon area of Pennsylvania and need some work done, I can hook you up, contractor-wise, that is. All right, guys. Well, like I said, I'm really excited about this steel roof, and I really hope that this gives you guys some ideas to work with, things that maybe you want to try or implement. If you do, let me know down in the comments what you guys end up doing, and I'd be happy to see what you guys come up with. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.